Okay, so this is day, God knows what, 9, 10, 15 of lockdown. And we are in a place called Grodkow, which, if you've read my blog, is a little town about 45 minutes from the city. Before I go into too much detail, I just want to apologise for the hair. As with everybody else, I'm afraid I'm a casualty of the lack of barbers and everything being closed. In case you wonder what I'm doing, I am going for a walk. I've just done 10 laps one way and now I'm doing 10 laps the other way. Where would that be? Well, it's round the property, the curtilage, I suppose we call it, of my wife's house in Grodkow. I'll show you that in a minute. Why am I doing this? Well, we've been here for a week. And I have to say, it was actually a pretty good week because I could get out and run twice a day, or run once a day and walk twice a day. It was fairly life as normal, except for the social distancing restrictions and so forth. As of yesterday, the Polish government have decided to change that. So, yes, there is a little dog here. He's quite irritating. I'll show you in a minute. So far, I've managed not to step on him yet. That's something. So, yeah, the Polish government's decided to tighten things up from going to what I think the Dutch would call a semi-lockdown to pretty much the same position as the Spanish and Italians, although it's not clear exactly what the restrictions are formally. But despite being told by the police on television last night that it's okay to go out for a walk or a run as long as you don't go to public parks or within 3 meters blah of people, we're now told that it's not. So you can, I understand, go for a walk if you live in a block of flats. But if you live in a property with a huge garden like this, you're pretty much stuck here going around it as I'm doing now, trying not to step in any diminutive microscopic doggy poos or microscopic doggies itself. So, what of it all? Again, if you've read my blog, you'll know what I think about it. I think that it is a case of we must do something. This is something, let's do this, rather than actually thinking out the consequences of lockdown on the long term. In the short term, I agree. It will restrain, slow, possibly even stop the spread of this virus. The Dutch took a different attitude to this initially by what they call trying to go for herd immunity. That means everybody gets it, some live, some die, and eventually it goes away. They've now decided that's not going to work. No shit, Sherlock. And they've gone for a lockdown. I don't blame governments for doing this. I just think that it's not the answer. And before you say it, I don't know what the answer is either. But sure as hell, once we're let out of these asylums, what's going to happen? It's going to come back. Anyway, I'm just going to break off and show you a bit of the garden now. I don't know if you can see that, but this is Grodkow and this is our garden. It's very nice. I think I'm coming into the dog poo zone, so I better be a bit careful. There he is. And just coming around the side of the house. So neighbours. And yeah, not much, getting much fun out of that at the minute. I tell you what, 10 laps of this is quite good exercise. So that's the house, and this is the garden, and this is exercise. And there's another car. Well, I know this is not the most exciting video in the world, so I'm going to end it here. Possibly put it on social media, something like that. Wherever you are, I hope you're having as much fun as I am at the minute, and remaining positive and everything else. So I say cheerio now and get on with my walk. Bye.